Hello guys, so I tell like it is. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why the Premier League is completely rigged, completely scripted, how it is all set up in order for one entity to profit as a whole. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why the Premier League is not an association of 20 different clubs, but why it functions as one big, giant corporation owned by 20 different clubs. In other words, 20 clubs with 20 owners, 20 different shareholders. And it's very clear that these Premier League owners see themselves as one entity, and the owners, their goal obviously is to incite and maximize fan interest, because do not forget that with the NBC Sports TV deal, the owners all get a piece of the pie, because the revenue sharing, the revenue that they get through the TV deals is split up evenly. This is why owners of smaller clubs like Everton, Tottenham, West Ham want these big clubs like Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea to stay at the top. Big clubs like Liverpool and Manchester City to look very good, to be in the title race, so these owners get all of their ratings throughout the course of the season. And this is why you see a lot of parity in the English Premier League. It is because it is to maximize fan interest by having such a small disparity between mid to bottom table and small to mid table. So you get the point. On the Premier League's own website, it clearly says the FA Premier League, a private company, is owned by 20 shareholders, the member clubs whose membership in the league is dependent on the performance of their football team in the Barclays Premiership. And the shareholders do meet quarterly. They meet throughout the season to discuss what they want to do for the marquee games at the end of the season, to pretty much script the Premiership to have the big matches be able to retain much of the ratings. Going to the Premier League's own website, these are not 20 competing clubs. These are 20 common shareholders in it together for one common purpose. Not to win the Premier League title, but to make these owners as much money as they can. The Premier League is an organizing body of the Premier League with responsibility for the competition, the rule book, and the centralized broadcasts and other commercial rights. However, we do not operate in isolation. We work proactively and constructively with our member clubs and other football authorities to improve quality of football both in England and across the world. So let me interpret that for you. These 20 clubs are not acting in isolation, playing in a real bona fide league that's left up to chance. These are 20 competing clubs that proactively work together to provide the best product as they can, and the product that they're trying to perfect is Premier League football. So they are trying to sell a product to the public. They want this league to increase its popularity. The 20 shareholders have to meet together and work together in order to maximize profits and ratings in clubs like Tottenham and West Brom and West Ham, Everton, Leicester. They all want the big guys on the top to win, because it is very much all about money. The clubs in the Premier League with the most fans are Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, possibly Liverpool. These are the clubs that make these owners their money. So as you see right there, the Premier League is a private company wholly owned by its 20 member clubs who make up the league at any time. Each individual club is, independent, like they say. Their club chiefs or player directors have to work within the rules of football, within the laws, and to go out and buy players with collaboration from their owners too, because they're all in this together to provide the best script, because this is a money-making business, and this is what these football fans don't understand. It is all rigged and scripted by the numbers, because I'm a numerologist, and it's all rigged for the sake of money. But here's the finishing touch. Each of the 20 clubs are a shareholder in the Premier League. Consultation is at the heart of the Premier League, and shareholder meetings are the ultimate decision-making forum for Premier League policy and are held at regular intervals during the course of the season. So if these meetings are held over the course of the season, can they reverse the script if all is wrong? I don't think so. Maybe it's just to keep the margin, closer and tighter, since these games are very much rigged and scripted. You see how on the Premier League's website they don't say that these are 20 independent clubs competing with each other. These are 20 clubs that make up one entity, the Premier League company, and the Premier League company's 20 shareholders are the owners of the 20 different clubs. The Premier League, just like the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, and the NHL, sees itself as scripted entertainment. They see themselves as one entity versus different teams. Your Premier League is one big, giant joke. We have scripted moments like Manchester United, minutes away from winning the title, and then Manchester City steals the show at the end.
They've done all they can. That Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City is still alive here. Balotelli. Aguero.
Whips on the dive there. Now you see how rigged this is. These guys don't even tackle for the ball. They purposely tackle out air. This is how you have wonderful single moments like this. It looks so grim for City to score the goal and to end up winning the Premiership. The game that I talked about last week in Arsenal and Leicester just shows you how scripted this is, right? All of the blue shirts are in the box, but you clearly see on the right-hand side of your screen there are 3 Arsenal guys on the right that are pretty much left in open air. No Leicester City guy goes to contest them. They're all hanging around in the box because that comeback was completely rigged and scripted by the numbers. It was scripted so the Premier League, an entertainment body, is able to produce the most exciting results for the sake of ratings and for fan excitement. Everyone here is in the box except for these guys on the right. Ramsey tied the game there. Lacazette got the ball with some open space too, but the general point is that the Premier League is completely rigged and scripted. The Premier League acts as one entity. It is one corporation made up of 20 different shareholders, and they rig and script the league in order for these owners to make as much money as they can for themselves. So too bad for clubs like Tottenham this year to win the Premier League. It's still going to be Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Manchester City to win the league. Pretty much for clubs like Tottenham too, they only reach the Champions League, so they're able to have the money to pay for their stadiums, and they're just back to the same mediocrity that they've been before. Clubs like Tottenham don't spend money on any players. These are owners that are making more money now than ever before with these TV deals, and somehow these retard fans justify these owners not spending money, like, oh, we have to pay for the new stadium. Well, these owners are billionaires and they can pay for their stadiums overnight. How much was that Tottenham stadium? 800 million euros? They can practically pay for the stadium overnight. Please. These owners have billions and billions of dollars. These clubs keep on increasing in value. This is money-making entertainment complex. At the same time, I root for a club that's already good, so you don't have to root for those bottom-feeding clubs that are sucking the fans' wallets, time, energy that they completely invest in completely rigged and scripted entertainment spectacles.